Are we changing?
No, we ain't got you. We ain't got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We used to do that back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, people be knowing.
Anybody got a fan on? What is it? Me?
I got a fan on only because that's why I had to turn my screen up earlier. Because
you that
for some reason the AC keep cutting off every time I turn it on. It keep cutting off, and so I got hot. I wasn't gonna be able to survive until the end of the end of the. So
that's what I hear. It sound like a car window. That's why you said you couldn't hear it because it's you.
Right. Well, I mean, no, but her thing was echo. That's what I said. I couldn't hear the fan, whatever you talking with the blowing, but
right because you're the one blowing.
Right. But I'm saying, but I was hearing because even one time when you was talking, I heard you echoing, and when I muted her microphone, so that's all I could hear. Especially with these headphones, I can't even hear the fan right next to me.
Loud. I'm like, what is it like? Somebody driving down with the
Yeah. Yeah, I've been died if I ain't keep that fan on last episode because it had turned off again for some reason, and I didn't want to get up again, so I just left it on.
You better talk to your landlord, the big old GOD.
I'm telling you.
You better take it to the landlord and put in a service request.
Am I qualified?
Right. Am I qualified for consistent air? We ready? Well, I'm gonna let Janessa.
Hold on one second.
My soup's still cold, so you go, Janessa.
Okay.
Hold on one second. All righty. I'm ready. Jeriana.
Boom shakalaka.
Top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world. Top of the world. Yeah, top of the world.
Is your soup warm now, Kelly? Or are you still warming it up?
It's still a little cold, but it's all right.
Okay. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Worst Ones Podcast. It's the podcast for us preachers' kids who come and be the absolute worst. As you can see, we got the same clothes on. We recorded these episodes back to back. Get over it. Don't judge us. But we gotta record in advance because technically, when you're watching this, or maybe when you're watching the last one, Janessa will be in New Orleans, living her best life, not going back and forth with you niggas. So we had to double up. So don't worry about what we look like, okay? If you're listening, just act like you don't even know nothing about this. But my name is Rudy Wilson. I am a preacher's kid. We got Kellie Leasy in the building. She is a preacher's kid, and we got Jeriana in the building. She is a preacher's kid. Last episode, we already discussed how we was doing. We don't have any updates because we're still sitting in the same place we were when we did the last episode. So
I have an update.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh, what's the update?
I told y'all about this a couple of weeks ago, but the week this airs, I will not be seeing Usher in concert. And I am saying,
oh, that's right, because of the conference. I mean, yeah.
Yes. So I'm working through it. But there was a little deeper issue behind it. One of my friends, we were trying to get the Atlanta tickets in October because he added the August shows. But one of my friend's boyfriend was tasked with getting the tickets. And long story short, mainly tasked because none of us were available. Typically, we get our own tickets, but we gave him some instructions, and that did not go very well. Needless to say, he bought tickets in Miami, behind the stage, and we weren't even sitting in the same sections. Yes, and I was
behind the stage.
Behind,
and y'all weren't sitting together.
Not sitting together, and it's in Miami. And one of the things we said was if we couldn't get the tickets today, it's okay. We can try again on Friday because he added like 3 more shows in Atlanta. We can try again. And if we can't get those tickets, like if we just cannot get any tickets in Atlanta, then we would look at going to Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, something else. But he went ahead and got that ticket. I immediately told him to go ahead and resell that ticket because won't be going. and the tickets have not sold. So that was like $250, and then
Wait, pause. Let's back up. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So you guys gave him instructions. He did his own thing.
Yes.
Did y'all give him the money prior to?
No, this is where it gets even more a little.
Okay, so let's talk about this.
So it's gonna be him, my friend's mother, and myself were going. My friend's mother's card was used with the intention that everybody would just immediately pay her back. I fully believe I should not have had to pay for the ticket at all.
So pause. Did he or she tell you guys that the tickets were in Miami and not together before he purchased them?
No. Because the thing was, we knew it was going to be happening, and it's quick. So everybody was on their phone ready, and it's supposed to be like, hey, I found tickets here. This is the price.
Right.
And we would be like, yay or nay.
Mm-hmm.
It was, hey, I'm seeing tickets for this price. And we're all in the chat like, where are the seats? Where are the seats? Next text we get is, I bought the tickets. We're still like, where are the seats? Including my friend's mother. And when he told us, she was like, so it's behind the stage? And that's what I was like, oh, heck no. But my issue, and I'm still working out with my therapist, is I didn't want my friend's mother, her card was charged, and she had to pay that bill. I fully feel like he should have paid for that, since that's what he decided to do without talking to anybody. So that's one thing.
So right now, so it's your the friend's mother who it is. It's also her boyfriend that bought the tickets.
My friend's boyfriend bought the tickets, and he used my friend's mother's card.
But the boyfriend and the mother are connected to the same person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So told him to resell them, at least resell mine, because I'm not going. And like I had said, if I couldn't get tickets on Wednesday, I would try again Friday, because they were doing more shows. I ended up buying 2 tickets for the Atlanta show. Me and my sister were going to go. And those tickets were like $550 some dollars. So at this point, I have spent close $700, $750, $800 on these tickets, just to be told at work that I need to be in New Orleans for a conference. So when I say I'm not going to this Usher concert, it's deeper for me, because essentially I have spent $800 some dollars and will not be seeing Usher. So Usher, if you ever hear this or see this,
it was $550 for 1 ticket or 2 tickets?
For 2.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it was for 2. It's the fact that I have purchased 3 tickets and won't be going. Not to
no, I understand.
So yeah.
So let's dissect this.
Kellie's like, hold on a second.
Let's dissect this. As preachers' kids, this can be our topic for today. I don't know. We'll see how long it lasts. But as preachers' kids, with our spiritual, ethical, moral compasses. You know what I'm trying to say. How do you rectify that situation? See, because for me, I feel like, and this is no disrespect to any of the people in the store. I don't know any of the people in the store. Your friend holds some weight in paying people back, because it was my mother's card. And so I agree. I don't want my mother to take the hit for something, but it was my boyfriend that made this terrible decision. And I understand that my friend doesn't want to go all the way to Miami to spend $250 to sit by herself behind the stage.
And I would still have to do travel and lodging.
I personally feel like your friend owes you the $250 back.
Listen,
did y'all ever have the, because I also, that's what I feel. I definitely get you, again, that spiritual, ethical, moral compass, and I don't want her mother to take the hit for something that, wasn't on her. I agreed to pay beforehand, but I also thought that there were going to be some other steps before the credit card was done, and so I definitely get you, like, I'm gonna go ahead and pay for it. But I think it was your friend who should have said, you know what, Janessa, it's on my mother's card. It was my boyfriend that made the mistake. Here's the $250 back, you know, or whatever. That's how I feel like it should be ran.
I would take that. Huh?
No, go ahead.
No, I say I would take that too. I will say I don't know about them, but I can say for me, it's definitely been difficult because he still comes around, and I'm just not like, because this isn't rectified, nothing else is gonna be rectified. I'm not kikiing with you. I'm not trying to do nothing with you. And honestly, there's been a couple of other things that have been planned or, planned or wanted to do with them. And I recently have declined all invitations involving them just because this isn't the first time there have been some shady things going on. And as I continue this journey with therapy, insanity is doing the same things and expecting different results.
Come on, Jules, Jim. She giving it to us midway
This
through.
this is not even, part of what we had even discussed we was going to talk about. But
we hit her.
At some point, you have to. It can't be okay. I'm gonna just deal with it now, and then next time I'm gonna say no, because you're gonna constantly be saying next time. And so this, maybe it's because it was the money thing. I don't have just $800 to be spending on things that I'm not participating in. It maybe it hit a little bit different. Like, yeah, we're not doing this. If that's what they want to do in their relationship, best of luck. But as for me and myself, we're not doing that. And it's been difficult because I've been a people pleaser for so long, and I'm just on this journey of breaking that. And so it is like it's a mental battle for me. But I'm just trying to figure out a way to protect myself moving forward and still enjoy the things that I want to enjoy. And we'll see. But don't talk to me this week about Usher. Don't show me no pictures, no concert, no post, no challenge, no dance, no TikTok, not a skate, not a nothing. Okay. You don't want to do nothing. You're not 7:00 on the dot at the drop spot. None of it. I don't want to hear none of it. Okay. We'll try again. But in all honesty, I did tell myself if the prices like drop the day of, because I think he got concert. My ticket was for the Wednesday concert, the first show of the whole concert. If I can get a cheap ticket that Friday or Saturday, I'm still gonna go.
And I say, yeah, I definitely say what you need to do for you, but I say check your friendship.
Yeah.
Because I think she has a responsibility in making that right. He is not your friend, and it wasn't his money. So he don't really have no dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't really care either way because it don't really impact his pockets, nor, are y'all cool enough where he really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not his woman. But her, on the other hand, got to take that hit for my boyfriend made a poor decision for one of my friends. And I got to eat that and take that hit. What you think, Rudy?
I agree. I wish it was different.
So our topic for today, D better have my money. No, I'm just kidding. Pay me what you owe me. No, act like you forgot.
Right. Man. I love it.
So
I have a question. I don't know where you were going with it, but have you guys had to deal with money issues with friends, Christian friends, and how did that go?
I actually have, believe it or not, but not on like it wasn't like a ticket situation. So,
but I want to hear what your thoughts on ticket situation too, though. Go ahead.
Okay, I will. Let me tell the story before I forget. So just real quickly, and mine wasn't like, to me, I feel like yours is kind of a bigger deal than mine. So with my situation, when I used to go to Miami a lot, like for comedy shows, I would stay with my homeboy, one of my best friends from college. And he is a Christian. I don't know if this has to do with just our Christian relationship, but he, long story short, at his apartment complex, they have like this whole like parking pass situation or whatever. And basically, like if you don't have a parking pass overnight, like your car can get towed, right? So in a nutshell, there was a particular time where the girl who he was dating at the time, something happened where like he forgot to like give her a parking pass like that. Her car got towed. He paid for it, to get out of towing, whatever like that. The exact same situation happened with me. He forgot to do the parking pass. I reminded him he forgot to do it because it's like virtual. You do it on your phone. He forgot to do it. My car gets towed. And so I'm expecting him to pay to get my car at the tow. You know what I'm saying? Like I need my car back, just like you did for your girlfriend.
You're not his girlfriend.
He did not. Right. He did not pay it.
You ain't doing girlfriend things.
But I'm also was here way longer than her. We've been friends. We've been friends for over a decade at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of your best friends, and you're the reason why my car got towed.
But you ain't doing girlfriend things.
And sure. And and it cost, I believe, to get it out was probably about $250 or something like that. Since we talking about this $250 number,
it's too magic.
So, and I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm having to like call my mom, and my dad, and can y'all both give me half? My car got towed, whatever, blah 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 blah. And it wasn't a situation where I lost any sleep over it because that was like our first and really even only time ever having to deal with something like that. And I mean, he's looked out for me before, even if it's not necessarily with money, but I mean, you let me stay at your house all these times, whatever. So like, it wasn't enough for like our friendship to be like on the rocks about. Like we've had a 99.9% proven good track record. I'm not gonna let the 250 just say ruin it, but I definitely felt some type of way in the moment. Like, dang, bro, like my car got towed because of you. I told you. I literally told you, hey, do the whatever, and you fell asleep and forgot to do it, and I wake up, my car gone. So to answer your question, Janessa, I have dealt with just say something like that. But in your particular case, and just to, I guess for me to clarify, the $250 that came out of your pocket is because you went ahead and paid for the ticket that was behind the stage. Is how we got to that point.
I sent it to her mother so she could pay off her credit card.
Pay off the credit card. Right. Gotcha. Okay. So I do. You don't have to answer this right now, but I do have a question on why there's even a ticket behind the stage. Why is that even available at a concert in the first place? But why is that even a thing? Why?
Get more money. $250 to sit behind the stage. You know how many seats there are behind the stage? How much money you make sitting? And if you pay $250 to sit behind the stage, imagine what it's like to sit in front of the stage.
Right. I mean, right. And I'm assuming people would. I guess because you said there was an option at a Beyonce concert.
Beyonce concert, just
you could pay just to listen or whatever. Yeah, that's.
But I wouldn't pay $250 for it. Now I was gonna go, but it wasn't gonna be no $250.
Right. Yeah, that's.
Catch me about 100. I got you.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to just listen to it live. I would want to see it, but nonetheless.
Usher, you want to just hear Usher? Stop.
Right. Yeah, that's a waste. So for me, So I get Kellie's point in the sense of like, okay, this is your friend. You're not friends with the boyfriend. So like, okay, yeah, I may address her in the sense of like how to get my money back. But I would, this is just me, I would suggest in that conversation with my best friend saying, hey, you can be the one who physically give me my money back, but you need to get it from that nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's his fault. Like it's ultimately it's his fault. Like Kellie, you was saying he don't have a dog in the fight. He is the dog. That's in the fight.
1,000%. That's why he don't have a dog in the fight, because he is a dog.
And if he don't want to be in a separate fight with just me and him, I suggest he go ahead and just figure out this fight, because it's gonna be a whole nother altercation outside of the fight that he already in. because it's his fault. He shouldn't have made that move, especially dealing with somebody else's money. You feel what I'm saying? I remember my dad gave this example, and I don't remember why he gave it, but it just popped in my mind about this. Like, he was talking about how, like, the difference between when he drives his own car versus when he drives his work truck. He doesn't drive his work truck the same way he drives his own car, because the work truck does not belong to him. Like, I'm going to treat this with more caution because I have to give this back to somebody. This belongs to somebody else versus a car that I own. If I wreck it or whatever the case may be, it's still mine. And so in the same way in this scenario, like, if you know for a fact, okay, I'm not only purchasing tickets for all these people, but I'm using my girlfriend's mother's card, like, not only would I be double checking with y'all who are attending the concert, I would be double checking with the mom. Like, before I actually hit purchase, like, is everybody sure? Does everybody see the date, the time, the whatever? Like, I need everybody to look at this whole thing, because once I hit purchase,
that's it.
Everybody gave the okay. You feel what I'm saying? But to just do it, I'm even, like, when you were telling us, I was curious. I'm thinking, what was his mindset? Like, did he felt like, oh, I done found some real cheap tickets, they'll appreciate this, and hit send and didn't realize that they was behind the stage? Like, what was he thinking to even? Was there a glitch? Was there a glitch? Was he trying to text somebody, but then the screen popped up and he accidentally?
I mean, how do you even buy? I don't even, like, how do you even do, like,
how do we even get to this point? But ultimately, I'm closing and you go, Janessa. Ultimately, it needs to come from him. Like I said, you can deal with the friend directly as far as the transaction, getting it back to your account, but that nigga is the dog in the fight.
And I low-key feel like she should have checked her man, like,
absolutely,
ma'am. Saying sorry, that's maybe all she felt like she could do, but
sorry to you.
Yeah.
Nah.
But I would definitely
how good, I'm sorry to cut you off. How good a relationship do you have with her mom? Like, the mom? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm really good with her mom.
Okay.
I will say, so on Ticketmaster, when you purchase your tickets, if the view is obstructive or if there's something in the way, it will tell you that before you purchase it. And so that was one of the things we had said. We wanted to sit together. We wanted to be able to see, not behind the stage, no obstructed view, because that also means, like, even if you're in a arena, sometimes they have the speakers or the screens that are kind of like in, I don't know what you call it. But still, those tickets will say obstructed view. We don't want obstructed view. Right. So why would you buy obstructed view? Like, I'm with you. Like, I still don't understand the thought process that went through any of this.
Right.
And then even after it happened, it was like, sorry guys. Like, literally, and it was a text message. Sorry, I can pull up the text messages, and I'm just like, what in the world? So yeah, just the whole way it was handled, it was very disappointing, especially compared to Beyonce. We had great tickets. Another friend of ours, but she's also like the ticket purchaser of the group. She bought it. She told us how much it cost. Same day we sent the money, we went and had a blast at Beyonce's concert. So I think that was kind of like my mind frame, like, okay, but no.
I ain't gonna lie, low key. And I understand why her mom did it, but like, low key, like, I've experienced myself and seen so many situations go wrong when there's I'll pay for it on my card, everybody pay me back type situation. I've seen that go wrong so many times that I vowed I would never do that again unless I had enough money where I could lose all the money that I've spent in that situation. Because going out of town, all boys trip, whatever, there's always I'll put the hotel on my card, everybody give me the money back. And there's always a problem with that. Like, it's somebody who either feel like, well, I shouldn't have to pay as much because I'm sleeping on the floor. I'm not in the bed, and that wasn't in a discussion. Like, my card is already swiped. You know what I'm saying? I need my money back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need that back. So, like, And like I said, or even, I mean, it's too late now, but even for the mother, like maybe she just didn't want to be that involved. I don't know. But I even so, I would have, if I was going to pay on my card, I would have searched out the tickets or whatever myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not putting it in the boyfriend.
Somebody else's hand. Heck
Right.
no.
And somebody who's not even my child, the boyfriend's, you know,
Right.
hands. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not
Mm.
I'm not even playing, you know what I'm saying, those
So
games.
mama was wrong too.
It-
Mama
it is-
wrong, boyfriend wrong, the friend wrong.
And that's why don't forget your thoughts, Janessa, but that's why I asked how good was your relationship with the mom, because like I'm thinking in my mind, like would I even be willing to give that parent their money back, like as opposed to her telling her she needed to just wait on the boyfriend to reimburse her? Because like just say if it was one of y'all parents, I know y'all parents like that, I may go ahead and pay them back just so that they're not completely SOL, but there's still gonna be a conversation of I'm only giving you this $250 until that nigga give me my $250. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't want your credit to be messed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you feel what I'm saying? But this ain't a permanent $250. You feel what I'm saying? Like this is just so that when your credit card bill come through, that can be taken care of. But that nigga, and he can do it in payment, but maybe he ain't got that good of a job. He got to pay. He can pay me $20 a month until this paid off.
Well, he need to go ask the church for some benevolence.
I'm trying to tell you, he need to tap into
$250.
Tap into the church's strobe light fund, and I need. But I need my money. I need that back. I need that.
Kellie, have you been in a situation
So,
where
like Rudy said, like girls' trips? I remember back in grad school, we used to go on girls' trips a lot, and we were going somewhere, and I put the hotel on my credit card, and one of the girls couldn't go last minute. But of course, as we're divvying up the $500 for the hotel room, everybody was paying $100. You know, whatever it was. Let's say it was 5 of us, it was $500. Everybody was paying $100. She decided, you know, for whatever reason, maybe a good reason, you know, a day or two before, she can no longer go. And because she can no longer go, she felt like she didn't have to pay her $100 for the room. No, because when we decided this, you were going to go. When we calculated this in, it was everybody pays $100. It's not fair now that it's on my card that I have to go back and ask everybody for $25, you know, or whatever to cover your half or to cover your piece. Now, I can't remember exactly what happened, but what I think happened, and I was younger back then, and you know, and I would express that, but I really wasn't as big as I'm not a fighter now, but I was more passive back then. I don't think she paid, or I think she decided to give half or something like that. I know she didn't do the whole thing. So let's say she gave $50. And so then I had a decision to make. Then does everybody else give 10? Which isn't fair, or do I just eat it because it's on my card? And I think it was my trip or something that I organized or whatever. And I decided just to eat that $50. I didn't think that it was fair for me to ask other people because it was it may have been a birthday trip or something, because I remember it may and I don't even know if Risa knows this, but I think it was Risa, our friend Brittany, you know, a couple of my Delaware friends, and it was a Delaware friend that dropped out. And so I didn't think it was fair to then go back and ask them for extra. And again, it was more than $100, but to go back and ask them for extra $10 because my friend decided to drop out. I think she owed the whole 100. We talked about it. She disagreed. She gave me, you know, half, but me, that wasn't fair to then spread to everyone else. So just like I feel like your friend has to take the hit, I had to take the hit because this was my trip on my card. And so I gotta take the hit. And I think Rudy, your thought process is a good one. And that's how I feel about lending money. I don't lend people money anymore that it's gonna make me mad if I don't give it back. And so if you want $100 and I'm not gonna give you 100, I give you 50, You know, and so if I get the 50 back, great. If I don't, I'm not tripping. But if I don't get this 100 back, then I got an issue with you.
Right.
Then I'm canceling. I don't want to go nowhere with you. I ain't showing up to the parties. I'm, declining all invites because you owe me $100.
Right.
And so at this point, it's all right. I give you the 50 because you in need. My expectation is for you to give it back. But if not, we cool. We can still be cool. I may readjust how if a friendship looks, because especially if you don't acknowledge that you owe me. That's what I hate the most. Like when people know they owe you money and then they want to continue to act like all is cool, and you don't even acknowledge, hey Kelly, I know that I still owe you that $50. I got you. I'm gonna give it to you. That's an issue. But then the second issue is then when you go and see they spent their $50 on a nice meal or some drinks or something. Then you be like, wait a minute now.
Right.
Hold on.
Right.
That's another thing too. Hold on. Pause real quick. Going back to benevolence. We had a parent at my school. So I work closely with my social workers. And we had a parent at the school that needed rent. And so was coming to ask some money for rent. I think they lived in a hotel and they were about to get kicked out or whatever. But nails done.
Yeah.
Man, you just spent $100 on a nail. That could have gone to your rent.
Right.
Your priorities wrong.
I'm talking about I need your nails ate up when you come do this. I need your nails ate up. When I see your hair unfold like this, I'm talking about ate up.
I need your palms dry and crusty.
All that.
You ain't got no lotion. Like
all that. But you better not even have no clear nail polish on. I'm talking about hang nail. I better see it all. I'm talking about I better see it all.
Listen, we all understand the need, baby. We do. But you gotta get your priorities straight. So I'm sorry, that was a random conversation. But yes, I think I don't know. And I am very much and I don't even believe in zodiac signs. But I'm a Libra, and that's the scales and balance and fairness and justice, and it's very much who I am. I need it to be fair, and fair isn't always equal, but I just need it to be fair. I need it to make sense, and so for me, again, back to the original conversation with your friend, I just and like I said, and back with my situation. And Rudy's, like, Rudy, I'm with you. I would have at least offered to pay half of it, as your friend. Hey, I ain't got the whole $250 now, but I'll give you $125 on it. I'm sorry, man. You know what I'm saying? Something. But to kind of just give me a sorry, and we keep it moving, like at least acknowledge it. Like you said, like you and him have been friends long enough where that ain't stopped the movement of your friendship, but at least acknowledge, like, dang, man, I'm sorry. I definitely owe you some money. I ain't got it all now.
Right.
$125 on it.
Right.
At any time you can stay on the couch if you need. You know what I'm saying? Something to make it up because I was wrong.
Right.
And that's just, like I said, that's just who I am. And I know people get real funny when it comes to money.
Real funny.
When that's why I am real funny about like who I travel with and all that. Now, again, that situation, I was in my early 20s. So it was different. At this point, I don't travel with everybody for that purpose. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but we have a few church announcements. First, thank you all for listening, and make sure that you find us on YouTube at The Worst Ones Podcast. You can also find us wherever you find your podcast, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. You can find us there at The Worst Ones Podcast. And when you get there, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and you share. Thank you. Now back to the show.
Yeah, and what's crazy is even to that point with that same friend, when I was in the Army, he came and visited me when I was up in DC. The day he was flying out, like I was taking him around. It was me, him, and the girl I was dating at the time. We was driving around. I was driving him around, like doing like sightseeing before it was time for him to go, like just burning time until it was time for him to go. But I had kind of mismanaged the time, and basically by the time I got him to the airport, like it was too late for him to be able to like check in, get on his flight, whatever. So he ended up having to like buy a flight at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
But because it was my fault, what I told him was, I said, whatever you have to pay to buy another plane ticket, just tell me what the price is and I'll just Zelle you whatever that amount is. You know what I'm saying? So that technically I'm paying for the ticket because it was my fault. The reason why you already had your ticket. You already bought a ticket to come here and go back. But it's my fault, the reason why you're having to buy another one. So, and I think it ended up being like $99 or whatever it was. But whatever, I said, whatever it is, just let me know the price. I'll Zelle you the money immediately. You know what I'm saying? Before you even get on that plane, you'll have the money, you know what I'm saying, back in your account.
And I mess with that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, as friends, so is he inconvenienced a little bit? I got to wait for a later flight. I got to buy a new flight or whatever. Sure. You know, but do I know? And this is something I love about my fiance. Something that he always says is like, but I know your heart, you know? And so your friend knew your heart and that it wasn't intentional that I made you late. We just kind of lost track of time. So the least I can do is give you the money that you know, that you had to spend for the extra flight.
Right.
Like to me, like that's friendship, that's love, that's respect for one another, that's consideration. Like we're not perfect, we gonna make mistakes. Oh boyfriend made a huge mistake, but somebody I'm gonna go back to that, baby. That's why I was like, wait a minute, this is a whole topic here. Let me run this back.
I got plenty of stories. Okay.
Because as a friend though, like nah, I can't do my girl like that. Like I can't. Especially if she knows too, and the 550, now that's on you. You know, we can't blame nobody, you know, that's on you. But especially if she knows that part of the situation too, like, dang, my girl has spent $550 for another ticket and still can't go. Like, I really feel even worse about this. Let me make sure I give her something back. You know, and what might happen too, here's another suggestion. I don't know how much he's trying to sell the ticket for. But he may have to lower the price and only get some of it, and then again they supplement the rest of it with their own money.
I said don't sell it for like you're trying to get a profit off of it.
Right.
Like you sell it for what it was. Like I just want to get my money back. We're not trying to make no extra money.
Exactly. Or you sell it for $50 cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like if other seats in that area are $199, then you sell yours to $197, and then believe me, because Ticketmaster gonna get that cut of that too. So you really may only get about $150 by the time it's all done.
Right.
But then you only have to supplement the other $100 versus you trying to oversell it for a profit and you never get it sold, and now the ticket was just out there, you know. So, but yeah,
I can give you a little bit more.
Go for
it. Go ahead, girl.
So yeah, it's definitely been a super learning curve. But we were supposed to go to who does Deion Sanders coach? What's the name?
University of Colorado.
Yeah. We're supposed to go to Colorado to see the game September 20th, I think. Supposedly there was somebody who had access to tickets, and we were like, okay, cool. Bought the flights to Colorado on a Monday. Got a text message saying the person couldn't get the tickets, or they weren't sure if he could get the tickets until the week of on Wednesday.
Oh shoot.
And that's when I immediately was like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Thankfully, I couldn't get my money back on the ticket. That was a $200 flight. I was able to get the credits back on it, so I can take my own trip somewhere else.
Right.
But it was still even frustrating with that, because it's like the whole reason we were planning this trip is because of you. And here we literally bought the tickets based off of what you were telling us. And here we are now, 2 days later, and now they're trying to figure out, well, what is something else they can do. And that's for me, like, I'm not trying to figure all that stuff out. If things are kind of like not going to plan now, I've lived long enough to know they probably are going to be some other bumps in the road. And like you, Kelly, like I'm just at an age now. I love to travel. I love spending time with my friends, but unfortunately, you can't travel with everybody. And so that's kind of where I am in real time, like real time, just really having to accept you can't travel with everybody. And it sucks because as y'all can see, my sister, she's been calling me the rich auntie because
been in the streets.
Yeah, she was like, you just the rich auntie out here, you just catching flights and tickets. And I'm like, but I'm not. I'm not. And even with my concert tickets, I did feel bad because it was supposed to be me and my sister. It was actually going to be me and Justin's first concert together. So it was really special to me. But I ended up giving the other ticket to my cousin. It's like we're stair-stepped in age. We're all first cousins.
Okay.
And I just told them, happy birthday, Merry Christmas for the next 2 to 3, 5 years. All of that. But yeah, I'm definitely learning some tough financial lessons. Thankfully, I manage my money well enough where if it, like I'm clearly not going to see Usher. My bills are still paid. I still have things are still okay. I'm not about to be put out the house because I decided to be outside.
That's the jewel there.
It's a tough lesson. What'd you say, Kelly?
So that's the jewel there. Don't spend more than you have.
Yeah,
gem, whatever.
Even with what you were saying, Kelly, about loaning people money, I had to learn that the hard way. With my ex, he owed me a lot of money, still paying me my money now. But at one point, I didn't know if I was going to get them $2,000 back. So, you definitely got to be able to eat that cost if you're going to give it. And that's something my dad has always told me. But, I don't know what it is. Oh, just trying to be nice and pleasing and all of that. But yeah, we've turned a new page, January 1st, 2024. So just trying to do some things different. But y'all just keep me on the prayer list because
for sure. And I think too, like you said, when it comes to relationships and money, sometimes that's hard because, we're in this together. Oh, we're going to get married. Oh, your money will be my money and all that. And I remember back in college, this guy wanted me to co-sign on the car for him. And wanted to hit me with I love you and la 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 and we gonna be together and absolutely not, sir. That may work. But my parents told me better than this.
Right.
Absolutely not. And so sometimes when you think of the audacity people have, to ask for things. I remember this guy at work who used to like me, asked me, and I may have been in my 20s and he may have been in his early 40s at the time, and needed to borrow some money. And so I gave him, it was only like $50. I think he wanted more, but it was one of the ones where I'm like, I give you 50. 50 is like my limit. Like I'm good with. I gave him $50. Man, at like he ain't never give me. I think he acknowledged it once. Like I know I still owe you the $50. And we went a whole school year and he never said something. And then he left. And I didn't see him for years. And then one year he popped back up to school just visiting. And of course, this is like 2, 3, 4 years later. And I still remember that $50. So I'm looking like, is he going to say something about this $50 that he owed me? No, hey, Miss Lee, how you doing? It's been so... Baby, when I ain't even say nothing. But I'm like, what kind of man are you? What kind of man are you? You out here with a whole wife and kids. And you can't pay one of your old coworkers back $50. Like $50. Like yeah. So
yeah, it's a principle thing, and sometimes things that are normal to you are not normal to other people. Because even Risa and my mama trying to call me on FaceTime.
Answer. Tell them we on the podcast.
I'm not. I am recording the worst one, guys.
Show them. Let's see.
No, not because Crimson face on the camera. Huh?
Oh.
All right.
Lord, a little family call.
Yeah, Reese always FaceTime us when he up because he don't be up much. So when he She always
Now he
FaceTime
gonna be
us at the she always FaceTime us at the same time to show us when he up, whatever.
Oh.
So, I lost my train of thought. What I was saying.
Mm. We got distracted back.
We got all wrapped up in crimson.
Everybody. So what's normal to you may not be normal.
Oh,
like
yes,
for,
that's what you were saying.
for everybody else. Because and I forgot the example that I was gonna give with it. That was gonna kind of compliment it. But right. But just say like how you're raised and what may be like kind of like, okay, this is the right thing to do in this situation. Like everybody don't have those same type of principles, morals, upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Out of sight, out of mind. If I just don't mention it, I mean, even think about it, even if you owe whatever bill, and you know it go into collection, and you, as long as I don't answer that phone when the bill collector call, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you still owe them. You know what I'm saying? Like you, and it may affect your credit or whatever, but it affects your credit with humans. Like, okay, I know I can't give you nothing else because you doing me like this over $50.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I remember even when this is just a whole nother story. Just me thinking about just say dealing with friends and money or whatever. So I had a homeboy that we became friends from being in the army together. But once we both got out of the army, he had started like a I guess like a clothing business, but he was mainly doing like shirts or whatever at the time. Real nice shirts. So anytime like, you know, my friends have stuff like that, like I support them. I like to buy at least, you know, something. So I paid for a shirt or whatever I had bought, hoodie, whatever it was. But I remember like the price was $70, right? Whatever I had bought, it cost me $70. And months had went by. I still ain't got the items, right? Still ain't got the items. Matter of fact, I still ain't got the items to this day. But and this was years ago.
I was like, how long ago was this?
But still ain't got the items. Like I said, months had passed, I still ain't got the items. And then this was actually, matter of fact, this happened when me and Terry had came to Atlanta when we did the 1 year. I believe it was during that time because I felt like Kellie, yeah, it was because Jay was there, and this was after we stayed with you first, and then after that we ended up staying in like a hotel or something like that. That was in Midtown or whatever. So this was we was in the hotel, and somehow in the conversation I had brought up like how I still ain't got the shirt, whatever, blah blah blah, and then he proceeds to say something to the degree of like, "Oh yeah, I actually had undercharged you. Like it was supposed to be 90 instead of the 70. So like I'ma still need that dub." And I was like, I'm definitely not paying you that $20. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Because for one, I still ain't even got my stuff.
Right?
You know
like, what are you talking about?
I still ain't even got my stuff, number one. But number two, you told me, and I got it in writing because we did this transaction through text message.
So this was Jay.
No.
Oh, it's somebody else.
No, Jay. I'm just saying. I was just thinking because Jay was there.
Oh, okay. It's somebody else. Okay,
This was somebody else. Yeah. But so I already got my stuff. But you told me through text message, so I got the receipt that this cost $70, and I sent you the $70 immediately. No sooner than you said the price, whatever it was, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, whatever I did, I sent it right there in that moment. So like, if it was going to cost the $20, you should have said that in that moment. Right. Months have passed by. It's at least 2-3 months that passed by where I still don't have the clothing. And now you talking about I owe you $20 more. And mind you, I got $20 that I can afford to give you. But I'm not going to give it to you.
You're trying to finesse me.
Right. I'm not going to give it to you because I still don't have my stuff. And I paid you the price that you said it was. So we can do one or two things. Like I said, realistically, you could just give me the $70 back. You know what I'm saying? And you can keep the clothes. That way I don't owe you the $20 you feel like I owe you. You don't still owe me these clothes, whatever the case may be. And I think like he ended up giving like some of them, it definitely wasn't the full 70. I think he might have gave me $40 or $50 back. But even that was like a year later. So but once again, but my whole thing and once it wasn't deep enough for our friendship to end or whatever the case may be, but it's still like, but this is why I don't like getting into dealing with money when it comes down to friends, family, loved ones, because and you hear even celebrities talk about it all the time. Like when they're the rich one in the family, everybody in the family is hitting them up. You know what I'm saying? I have a rich uncle. You know what I'm saying? He's a very successful attorney. He was one of the attorneys on the Trayvon Martin case. Like this guy, he got bread. He owned his own law firm, FAMU graduate, whatever. He gets hit up all the time for money from our family, and because of that, no matter how down and out I've ever been, I've purposely never have asked him for a dime. I mean, never, because I don't ever want him to look at me like he looks at the rest of the family, who's literally only hitting them up when they need something. Now, I have hit him up for advice. I have hit him up for hey, do you know this, when I was still trying to do like the NFL thing, do you know any like agents, attorneys, stuff like that who I could possibly work with, whatever. But financially, I purposely never done it, because when it comes down to, like I said, that money aspect, like people are very funny about it. And when you look like the type of person who always wants a handout, has your handout, needs something, it can get tricky. And if you get into a situation where, like I said, if it's a trip, or I bought some clothes from you, or you bought the tickets to the concert, or whatever the case may be, I think that like experience has taught me to go into those type of situations with very clear communication. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like you even have to do it to the point of, if for whatever reason, like I agree that after we buy these tickets on your mama card, I'll send your mama the money back. But this is only if you buy the ticket that I agree to pay for. If for whatever reason y'all buy something that I don't want, I'm not paying for it.
Yep.
On y'all's trip, Kelly, it's sad, but you have to almost do it. Hey, listen, if you decide that you're not going after the room is paid for, you're still responsible for paying for your portion of the room, because we made these plans and made this purchase predicated off of your $100 being a part of that. I shouldn't have to technically pay $150 to $200 for my part of the room, or even everybody pay $125 or whatever to try to make up for your
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Your last minute bailout. Now it's a totally different story if the day before it's time to leave, you got a major death in the family, or you end up in the hospital, or you get into a bad car accident, or something out of your control happens where you're not just pulling out, like you literally cannot go.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can't go. You know what I'm saying? Then even then I can then still make the conscious decision. Do I want to eat your portion? Do I want to spread it out amongst everybody? Whatever the case may be. But just pulling out because you can't go no more, or you forgot you had this, you double booked, whatever the case may be, I ain't gonna want to hear none of that. Like I need that. I need that, because like you said, because it's just not fair. And I then will also hold myself to the fire with that same accountability. If I screw you over in some type of way, make you miss your flight, whatever the case may be, let me know how much the flight is going to cost you. I'll reimburse you before you even get on that plane. And I can't make up for the time that you're going to lose getting home. You know what I'm saying? But I can at least compensate you, in that way. Maybe even send you a few extra dollars so you can buy something to eat while you wait in the airport. You know what I'm saying? So that is fair across the board. You feel what I'm saying? Because, but going back to Janessa's situation, yeah, that boy, he needs dog. He the dog. He the dog. And I don't care how he gotta
run that back.
You feel what I'm saying? But he need to do something, because if not, it can forever be bad blood. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's time for their wedding. She wants you in the wedding. Now you and when you in somebody's wedding, you're paying a lot of stuff. You're buying, just say the bridesmaid's dress, or the groomsman tux, or the flight, or the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and trying to buy them a gift, and like you're paying to even be in that wedding, and that's going to be a different conversation if this 250 is still hanging over head. And it's not the 250 because that's the 250 to make or break my rent, but that's the 250 principle wise, where y'all screwed me over, and I only went ahead and paid so that your mama wouldn't be screwed over.
Right.
But now y'all are just acting like saying sorry and sweeping it under the rug is gonna fix it. No, I'm picking that rug up.
We gonna dust it off.
This dirt's still here. Just because you put a rug over it, don't mean this dirt ain't here. No. Move this rug out the way.
Right.
This pile of dirt is still here.
Absolutely.
Okay. And we need to go and clean this up before we do anything else.
Absolutely. Now, I think you said, and I know we got to close. Two things. Rudy Ruby and me and Risa were talking earlier about something different, and she kind of said the same thing. Is, people don't know what they don't know, and the place in which you come from, and the things that you've learned, and the thing that your parents instill in you, or you learn from your environment. You sometimes think that other people come with that same approach, and you realize that they don't. And so that is hard, because again, I completely feel you in, hey, he owed me for the boot, and I owed him for getting him to whatever the airport late. But a lot of people don't think that way. Like I said, the girl was like, I don't owe you $100, but I planned a bachelorette party for one of my good friends, and one of the girls got pregnant and couldn't go anymore. Completely understand that. But guess what? She paid $1,000 for the room anyway. Because she knew, and I'm like, I respect that. I appreciate that. Because before you got pregnant, and before you knew that I can no longer travel, whatever, I made this commitment to this $1,000. It's not fair for me to put this on other people. I'm still going to pay it. And I made some adjustments so she didn't have to pay the whole $1,000 on the thing. Because I respected so much that you knew that you still owed it, that you needed to pay it. So that was one thing. The second thing that you said, just about just friends and whatever, and men. So, we're planning this wedding, and I've been asking my fiance, like, hey, do you want, your friend to DJ? Do you want your friend to take pictures? He was like, I don't want to do nothing with nobody that I know. I don't want to be nothing with nobody.
I don't blame him.
He was like, He was like, if I know him personally, then no. He was like, I don't even want them type of problems, the type of drama. I'd rather go with somebody with high ratings that I don't know, And same thing, somebody asked me, I have a coworker friend that does event planning, and somebody was like, oh, she should help you plan thing. And I'm like, because when you got to have them difficult conversations and all that, like I said, I'm a bit of a people pleaser sometimes too. I can be passive sometimes too. Sometimes I can be a little assertive and aggressive, but sometimes I'm passive, and I'm like, I don't want to feel like I can't say what I want to say because we're friends or we work together or whatever. So now I definitely get leaving that personal stuff out when it comes to money, for sure. But it's hard with tickets, because that's the only way you can sit together. I've done a couple of flights recently where I went on a trip with a girl recently, and I think we know each other enough. She paid for it. Now I'm like, you pay for it, I pay you. Versus I pay for it, you pay me, I pay you. And then I build that trust, because the moment you say, hey, like when we flew to Tulum, the flight was $650. My bad. It was $650. And I'm sure she was like, and we've been cool for a long time, that Kelly better pay me that money. But the moment she said, Kelly, I just booked the flight, it was $650, I sent it immediately. Because I know that that's a big chunk. You know what I'm saying? And I don't ever want somebody to think about, Kelly still ain't sent me that $650. I don't. But again, that's how I was raised. And sometimes it's hard when people don't act the same way or don't know the same things, and it's even harder when they know better but they don't do better. But that's all for me.
Even just going back to the I'm echoing. I don't know who that is. Let me just mute Bill for y'all real quick. So I don't. So even going, just last thing for me, even going back to your fiance saying like no personal like DJ whatever, because you want this to just be a business transaction. I don't want to have to deal with, because even if like it'll be cheaper to let my uncle DJ, I'd rather just go ahead and pay. That way I'm dealing with that person in this business entity and not because may show up late because nephew, I normally charge $1,000. I'm only charging you $300. You know what I'm saying? May get too drunk and can't spend the whole night. The music run out. Anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I I don't need you being too comfortable because of our relationship. You know what I'm saying? I need you to stay professional the entire time. So if it costs me an extra $700 to deal with somebody who I can contractually hold to the fire, I'd rather take that than to deal with somebody who may feel, going back to your word, Kelly, may have the audacity, you feel what I'm saying, to feel like, oh man, that's just Rudy. Like he, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my nephew wedding. Like I can stop over here with y'all and have a beer before I go there. You know what I'm saying? Because the music ain't gonna really get popping to 9:30 anyway. So but then you show up at 9:15, and when I told you to be here at 6:30, and now you left one of your cords at home that you know what I'm saying, they can't, your microphone ain't working, so now you can't announce us at the reception or not, you know what I'm saying, all these things that we were supposed to do at sound check that you weren't here for because you now we got all these problems. But the thing about it is, but then you're gonna still expect the whole payment. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna still expect me to give you that 300 even though you didn't give me the service that you said that you was gonna provide. So yeah, so I've had experiences with all of that, especially with putting on comedy shows, whatever that you try to let somebody, you could be the camera, I pay you to be the DJ, and then you be like, I should have just hired somebody expensive, and at least they would have given me what I was paying for versus because
you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. 1,000%. 1,000%. All right, Janessa, you ready? All righty. Floor is yours.
So this week's jewel is just a quick reminders, nothing deep per norm. It's coming from Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. I, per norm, was scrolling and I came across the post, and I consider myself an introspective person. I think a lot, probably more than I should, about things. But when I saw it, it did cause me to pause. And I just want to read it to you. It says, almost when you least expect it, things fall into place. You realize that what left was making space for what was about to arrive. The quiet let you hear the guidance. The unhappiness forced you to make a move. The unsettledness made you keep seeking. The end, sorry, y'all, I can't read today, ushered in a new beginning. The doors that closed turned you towards the ones that were opening. The lessons were always leading you. Every time you got it wrong, you were one step to having it right. And it just kind of made me just kind of reflect a little bit, because I'm sure we've all been in situations where we thought this was the end of the world. This was the last relationship, the last opportunity, the last whatever. And we were just kind of stuck in that moment. But as I've lived, I can kind of see how things, I can see how things have lined up, how I kind of, to a certain extent, had to go through some of the things that I went through. And even if I didn't have to, God still used it, if that makes sense. And so I just wanted to give you guys a little encouragement. Two things. One, testimonies are not just for you, but for others. And then, because I think we just kind of, even just having our conversation today, we've all taken something from it. So for one, testimonies are not just for us, but for others. And then the second thing is that all things work together for the good to those that love God and who are called according to his purpose. So lean into that, do some self-reflection, and just take some time to see how God is ordering your steps. He's probably been ordering it, not even probably, he has been ordering it the whole time, but we probably have not recognized that's what's been going on. And that's it.
Hey,
man. Can you end with that Romans 8:28 again? Read that one more time.
And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28, and that is the King James Version.
You always talking about how something ain't deep, honey, and be coming with a whole. Amen. Amen. Amen.
All righty.
This may be my favorite episode yet. Hey, Princess Kels 51. It's private, baby, but baby, I may repost a clip for this. I may get back on the Worst Ones PK page because we don't even promote that no more. But I may get on that page just to post a couple of clips from this episode because baby, this was a gem here. But I'm private. But the Worst Ones PK, we going back to it. It's public.
There you go.
You can find me at JRihanna _. You know, we have fun over there. You know, sometimes I give y'all jewels and then I just give y'all, I don't know what the other word is, Rudy, that's your job. Janessa's jewels. I was gonna say Janessa's jams, but like more like jam ups.
Jam ups.
Jam ups. Janessa dodging bullets. Janessa outside. I'm telling you, I really do got some stories.
Yes.
All right, and our producer at RHESA_G. She was the one who called me episode. So you can follow her on Instagram at that handle. No, this was great. This the spirit moved. We were supposed to talk about something else, but Usher ushered in a new topic.
You not allowed to talk about Usher.
Usher, please send me a ticket. I mean, it could be in the nosebleed. I just want to be there.
Even if you see this in our Suits era, Usher, if you still out there,
right.
if you sit out there singing and performing somewhere, even as an old man, let us get.
I'll take a FaceTime. Take a couple of medley.
And let my dog get that ticket and that $250. All right. But we appreciate you guys as always for supporting us sincerely. And even all of our new viewers who are watching. Like I said, we got way more views now than we've had in a while. I don't know who these people are. But we thank God for y'all because even our last episode, not last week, but the first one that Risa was on, yeah, it got 30 views.
Look at them.
And that's a lot. I don't know if y'all know how many. I don't know if y'all know how many we be getting.
Look at it.
It got 30 views, and I'm like,
let me go watch it. So
I'm like, yo, who are these other 28 people? I mean, we got 30.
Cut this part out.
Hey, listen, you gotta celebrate the small victories.
Right.
I'm telling you. If you scroll through all our videos and you see how many views we be getting, 30, we viral. Right?
Listen, that's only on YouTube because our millions of followers listen on Spotify and Apple.
Right.
You don't want me to say those numbers. So trust me, the millions are on YouTube.
Hilarious.
The millions are on YouTube. So like I said, whoever you guys are, I appreciate y'all. Please keep supporting us. Continue
follow us so we can know. No, low key for real. What is it at the Worst Ones PK? Low key. Look us up on Instagram.
Instagram, the Worst Ones PK. Yeah,
the Worst Ones PK. For real. 30 followers. If y'all make it, 30 listeners. If y'all make it this far to the end, if y'all make it this far, y'all really like us.
Right.
Look us up at the Worst Ones PK. It's still connected to my phone, so I'll see you.
And,
sure.
All right, and even subscribe on here. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, we'll take that.
Yeah,
subscribe on Apple. Leave us a comment. Let us know who you are. We really want to know who are you. Like because we appreciate you. Like
right.
Because our little few supporters held us down for a while, but the fact that we get new ones, I think that's dope. So whoever you are, please just acknowledge yourself in some form or fashion. Let us know who you are. We would love to hear from you. But like I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We are the Worst Ones. We will see you guys next week. What happened? Y'all know? Did y'all freeze? Are y'all frozen?
Okay. We done.
Are y'all frozen? What happened? What's happening right now? Are y'all frozen? I'm so confused. What's going on right now? I don't know if I can bring them back, but if not, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. We are the Worst Ones. We out.
Top of the world. Top of the world.